Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a little look at the charts. So we had a nice big move yesterday, exactly as predicted. Altcoins pumped today, basically everything pumped today. And then I made a video yesterday about the SHIB setup, which is already pumping as well now. So it's a couple of decent trades, obviously, over the last few days. Positioned myself, didn't I? In VET, ICP, SHIB, looking for that move. Obviously, I've got some bots running as well. I don't know if you are aware, but I've got a few bots running at the moment. I'll talk about those on another video, perhaps. But the one thing I wanted to put to you today is that despite sort of obviously having those moves and seeing those pumps and making that money, which is all really good, and actually Bitcoin closing back within this box, which looks like a change of behavior, very nice big move with conviction here. I think today we just have to be a little bit cautious because the Dixie looks like it wants to bounce. So the Dixie has moved down into a golden cross retest on daily. So it's a bullish retest. It's messy, I know, it might not work out. But if it does bounce from here, we'd be looking for a bounce up to 105, 105.4 maybe, top target. We've got hidden bullish divergence on this as well. So that might hinder any further upside as of today. So we've had this move, haven't we, off the back of the CPI print, which is fine. Like I say, it's all absolutely fine. We've got more bits coming through, but really, I think based on the technicals, we're looking for a move up on this one. And I'm not suggesting that we continue to go straight up. I'm just saying a bounce from here, which is a very obvious place. Golden cross retest on the daily. The 20 weekly moving average. If you're going to get a bounce anywhere, you'll get it here. And so we should expect it. And look, the markets aren't perfectly correlated. We know that. But they're correlated enough to know that if the Dixie starts to move up, with conviction, with some kind, which I think it's going to do, then at least these markets will all sort of pull back a little bit. But that won't. I don't want to take away from what's happened here. This is good, and it's technically a change of behaviour. This is the first time in ages that we've got outside of the 200 simple on the 4 hourly. So rejection here, death cross retest, rejection here, death cross retest. Here as well, and then finally broke out. So it does look good. I'm not here to take away from that pump, but a pullback is probably the most likely, and it could be a pullback as bullish as 64,400. That's 10 exponential on this 4 hourly. There's plenty of support below us at this point now because we've broken out. And so with a breakout, you'd expect continuation, but not immediately. It's been good. Let's face it, it's been good. We've made some money. That's all we really care about. That's all I care about. And we'll look to make some more money. If Bitcoin does pull back more, deeper, we could be thinking maybe 62,600, maybe 63,400. But basically, if we lose these areas, then that's it. We're all the way back down again. But I don't think that's the case. I just think we're going to pull back, find support, and carry on. A brief overview of what I think is happening with altcoins through the lens of a Bitcoin dominance chart. Just like I said yesterday, the day before, and for a while now, this is a bullish chart, so it should continue to be bullish. I know people are talking about the top being in on this one, but when it comes to trend and momentum, I don't see it. I still think we've got further to run, which is, again, fine because altcoins still seem to be generating profit. For the most part, altcoins were underperforming from Bitcoin, but SHIB and a few others obviously outperformed, which is all we really care about. So as long as we're managing to make money and hopefully outperform Bitcoin, then even better. But this chart generally says it still wants to go up. And with that would be Bitcoin in the lead, whether you're bullish or bearish. The total two, obviously, bouncing from a major area. So I still think, those long-term bids, that if you're dollar cost averaging in. So yesterday I made a trade on SHIB, but a few days prior to that I made dollar cost average for new hodl positions in VeChain and ICP. All seems perfectly reasonable for those to remain as they are. I don't really see any reason to change that, really. I mean, we're bouncing from the center of a Bollinger Band for the total 2. So let's have a think about one last thing, which is Ethereum and Ethereum's health and strength. And unfortunately, Ethereum is still trending down, lower highs. Not a lower low, so we might be under the impression here that we might have found a low. And we're looking for Ethereum to change its behavior. But unfortunately, as of this very moment in time, it hasn't. And so we might get a rejection on a death cross retest, just like everybody else. I don't see any reason to look at this and say it's massively bullish. But as I was saying yesterday and I suppose even last week, when we get down to these areas here, that and there is a very good chance of a V-shaped recovery. We didn't tag it. I front run the target. I've set up some Ethereum bots. Like I say, the bots I've got running are all Ethereum bots, you know, because Ethereum is an underperformer, so it makes good for a quote currency. But it does look like it's getting a rejection here, and the next major opportunity would be the next little leg down, you know, back down to 2,800, maybe 2,700, and again, that would be great. And I would probably buy some more Ethereum at that level, because this does look good. So I'm not perma bear, I'm not perma bull, I'm just trading the charts as they present themselves. With Ethereum not breaking out yet, unlike Bitcoin, maybe we should expect a little bit more downside, or a pullback on alts, particularly if Bitcoin pulls back to these levels. Obviously we're going to see that. So long story short, and a nice little summary, because I'm trying to tidy up the way I present these videos. Bitcoin had a great move, altcoins had a great move, everything had a great move off the back of CPI. But the Dixie now wants to have a bounce, and if it bounces, we'll come down. I think that's what's going to happen today. That's what it looks like is going to happen today. And then we will decide, maybe by the end of the day, if not tomorrow, whether or not we've found ourselves in a place where we can generally consider buying the dip again, and running Bitcoin back up into and above the previous all-time high, which is realistic. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's very early days right now, but I'm looking for the pullback and to see if the pullback is respected and we get a higher low, and at that point we'll be looking for a higher high. And yeah, some decent moves. Just admire the SHIB setup though that I was presenting last night. We've made the breakout now, we've got the pump signal, so this is all good to go. This doesn't mean that this can't pull back as well. In fact, I'd love it to, because I had a futures position on it. I closed it this morning when I saw the Dixie. I'd like to have kept it going, but I think what's best is to take the profit and then, if possible, re-enter into perhaps a lower zone. So we're talking basically the breakout area, this 200 simple or exponential, or the descending trend line, or the Bollinger Band. Either way, all good areas to try and buy the dip, and the dip will be given to us from either a Dixie bounce or a Bitcoin pullback, or both at the same time. Right, hopefully that was short and simple enough. If you could subscribe to the channel if you're not already, that would be great. If you could like the video at this stage, because apparently the algorithm loves it when you do that. Other than that, I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.